So I had got a lot of requests to cover the basics of the F&O futures and options and how the basic terminologies work and what are the meanings and what are the details which any trader or any beginner should understand. So all of that we are going to cover into this webinar today. My name is Sonali Palande and I'm a derivative product strategist in HDFC Securities, and I'll be the speaker for the day. So let's start. The content and explanation shared in this webinar are only for information and educational purpose. Stock market trading investments are subject to market risk. Please consult your financial advisor before making financial decisions. So that was a standard disclaimer. Now, so as basic as this should be, what are the derivatives? Okay. And let me tell you all that if you have any queries, you can put down into the chat box. And whenever I'm done with this particular this thing uh, content, I can take up the queries. Okay, I'll give you a dedicated time to ask your questions, all right, at the end. So what are derivatives? As the name suggests, this is being derived from something else. Okay, so जब हम लोग निफ्टी के options के बारे में बात करते हैं, for example 25,000 call, okay, it's option of nifty, it's a derivative of nifty. So nifty की अगर प्राइस बढ़ेगी उसी पे डिपेंडेंट आपके ऑप्शन के प्राइजेस होंगे. Okay, so the way your underlying entity will move, be it upside or downside, based on that only your derivatives, your futures and options will move. Okay, so that is the meaning, basic meaning of derivatives. So here if you can see, here I have added TCS. This is a stock, this is underlying entity, and this is 3800 call, and this is TCS 27 June futures option. So these are the derivatives. Okay, now, so um, when we learn about something, we should also understand the purpose behind that, correct? So whenever we are going to talk about the derivatives, we also should understand how derivatives help the traders, or how derivatives are playing in the picture that's being discussed here. So the first point over here is that leverage. So जब भी हम लोग इक्विटी में ट्रेड करते हैं, तो इक्विटी में आपको कोई भी पोजीशन लेने के लिए आपको पूरा पैसा देना पड़ता है. whenever you are taking the overnight position, right, whenever you are taking the stocks into your demat, you have to pay the whole amount. But when you are trading into derivatives, you get the margin, correct? You can trade on the margin, so you do not have to pay the full amount. So this is the best advantage that we get with the derivatives. Okay, second one is hedging. You can, even if you're not a trader, if you're a investor, but like right now we are seeing the correction into markets. So at such times, if you have a investment portfolio, you will not be able to, if you're not, if you have not booked your profits at the top, the profits are going to come down, right? So that's why even investors would want to hedge their investment portfolio. So that's only possible with the derivatives. All right, now, next is the diversification. We get a lot of tools to choose from into derivatives, be it futures, options, or option buying, option selling, futures buying, selling, or we can even create the strategies. All of that is possible here. Next is flexibility. Flexibility is because, let's say that if you're a working professional, if you're a full-time trader, if you're a person who want to have the yearly strategy, so there is a whole different kind of level of flexibility that's available into derivatives. Okay, you can choose your own way of trading based on your schedule or your risk appetite. Anything is possible and customizable. And the next is cost efficiency. So as we discussed about the margin that we get over here, also whenever we create any combinations, let's say into option strategies, whenever we are creating any combinations of option buying and option selling positions all together, so there also we get some margin benefit. So these contracts into derivatives are highly cost efficient. And lastly, income generation. All of us are doing this to create the wealth, or get the profit. So that's the ultimate motive that we have out of this. So first, what we are going to do, we are going to look at the futures. We will look at the basics of futures first, okay, futures trading, and then we will move towards options as well. Okay, so what is futures? So if you understand equity, okay, अगर आप लोग को इक्विटी समझ में आता है तो फ्यूचर्स उसका थोड़ा सा इम्प्रोवाइजेशन है. ओके, सो सेम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को अगर हम लोग कुछ और स्पेसिफिकेशंस दे देंगे, फॉर एग्जांपल प्री डिफाइंड लॉट साइज और प्री डिफाइंड expiry date, all of those specifications come with the futures contract. It comes with all the derivatives contract. Okay, when we talk about options, you will understand that as well. Okay, so this is a this is a stock of Reliance, and I have added July contract, August contract, and September contract. Okay, so this is the underlying. Right now we understand that, but these are the three contracts. You will always have 3 monthly contracts into futures to choose from. Okay, they are called as near, mid, or next, or far month contracts. All right, now when we focus upon the pricing, अगर आप लोग pricing को देखोगे, okay, just give me a second please. Okay, so if we focus upon pricing, this underlying is priced at 3120. Okay, if you focus upon July contract, what is the price? 3134. Correct. So there is a difference in the price of underlying and the futures contract, right? So why there is a difference? So difference is, so basically whenever we get a price of any futures contract, it is derived from a certain formula. Okay, so there are two things that matter. One is the the days remaining to the expiry and risk-free interest rate. All right, so these are the two factors which impact the difference in the prices. Okay, so as we discussed that whenever we trade into derivatives, let's say futures, okay, we are not paying the full amount. If we are getting something for a lesser amount, it's like loan, right? That's why the risk-free interest rate comes into the picture. So we are paying something extra as a interest rate over here. Okay, that's adding over here. Another factor, if you observe over here, the July price is 3134, August price is 3149, and September price is 3168. So it is increasing month by month, right? That is because the second factor, that's the days remaining to expiry. So अगर आप ऐसा मानोगे कि यहाँ पे 30 days remaining है, यहाँ पे 60, यहाँ पे 90. So as the days are increasing, the days remaining to expiry factor into the formula increases, right? That's why the difference into the prices gets increased. All right, so I hope that the basic understanding behind the price changes is now cleared. Also, when we move towards the expiry, for example, today is the expiry or tomorrow is the expiry. Okay, so at the time of expiry, your underlying price and the futures contract price will be same. At the time of expiry, there will not be any difference into the price. All right, that's why whenever people trade into futures, based on this concept, that at the beginning of the expiry there is going to be a difference into the price of underlying and the future contract, and at the time of expiry the difference is going to be eliminated. Based on this concept, there are a lot of strategies created into futures trading. If if you let me know into the chat box that you want to learn such strategies of futures trading as well, I can plan a webinar based on that. So there are a lot of arbitrage strategies as well, which are which are pure gold. All right, so this was the concept behind the prices. Now as we have seen about futures, so futures में अगर हम देखेंगे कि एक स्पेसिफिक एक्सपायरी डेट होती है कोई भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए. आफ्टर दैट एक्सपायरी डेट यू कैन नॉट रियली होल्ड दोज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स इनटू फ्यूचर्स, or you have to buy or sell into a specific lot size, right? plus if you're holding the futures, you are not entitled to get any benefits as a shareholder that the equity holders get. So if we compare the futures and the cash or equity market, we see that there are a lot of restrictions that come into the futures market or derivatives contract, but equity side it's all very lenient. Then why do people go with futures, right? Why they do not go with if they have any certain view that this stock is going to go up or the particular stock is going to fall down, why they do not take positions into cash and they prefer the futures? There has to be some reason, right? So let's take one example over here. Let's take the example of Reliance. Okay, so both the sides we are going to do the same transaction. Okay, the CMP is 3160, both the sides. Quantity, because on the future side the lot size is going to be 250, so the cash side as well I've kept the quantity as 250. Now what is going to be the cost? On the cash side, my cost is going to be 7,90,000. Why? Because 3160 into 250. Simple. On the future side, a trader who is going to participate in this contract will only have to pay 1,36,940 rupees. Okay. Right now, just understand this is the amount that the person will have to pay. But how, that we will find out later. Okay. Next. So now the price has increased. It has come up to 3,200. Now let's say that I want to book my profit. So per share profit is 40 rupees. So as per my position, the total profit comes to 10,000 rupees, right? So what is my ROI? 1.26%. All right. Now on the future side, selling price is saying 3,200. My profit per share 40 rupees, total profit 10,000 rupees. But if you look at the ROI, my ROI over here is 7.30%. Now, why there is a difference in ROI is because here I had invested 7,90,000 and here I have only invested 1,36,940. So that creates all the difference. That is why if people have short-term view on something that is available into derivatives, they choose to go with futures contract over the cash. Okay, so that's the only reason. So if I have 8 lakhs, I can get multiple lots of futures in the same amount rather than getting just 250 quantity, right? So the cost efficiency comes into the picture with the futures transaction. Now, so we saw that we have to pay a certain amount into futures that was way lesser than the this thing, the cash side, right? So until now we understand that we do not have to pay the whole amount into derivatives. Okay, we get the margin, but into margins as well there are two parts. Okay, so that's how that the amount that we have to pay while creating a position or initiating a derivative position or futures position, that's how that particular amount is made or formed. All right, so the first thing is initial margin. So initial margin is the upfront amount of money that a trader must deposit to open a position. So this is something which is required to just initiate that position. Okay, without this you cannot even initiate this particular position. What about the exposure margin? The exposure margin, also known as maintenance margin, okay, is an additional margin required to cover potential losses. Okay, so जब भी हम लोग मार्जिन पे ट्रेड करते हैं, ओके, सो मार्जिन पे ट्रेड करते हैं तो this is something like the broker is giving you a loan, right? So whenever you're creating any position, there are 50-50 chances that either you will make profit or you will make loss. 50-50% chances, right? But even if you want to face that risk of loss, your broker would not want to face it. Okay, so that's why the broker will block some extra margin. Okay, that can potentially cover up your losses that can happen into that position. So if your total M2M losses increase this particular margin, you will get the margin call. Okay, and then you will have to add up more capital, otherwise the broker will cut down your position. That's how it happens. Okay, so this is the margin calculator. The margin calculator is available into HDFC Invest, right, web, and into HDFC Sky as well. Okay, you can explore that. Now We have briefly covered about futures, and now we are going towards the options. Okay, so what is the basic meaning of options? Abhi tak, there is a lot of retail participation into options trading, but um, all of you must be knowing what is a call option, what is a put option. But beyond that, we need a deeper understanding of this. Okay, because that shallow part is now going out of the market. We need to understand the basics and the crux of what we are doing if you want to be profitable. Okay, so we will look at it into a detailed manner. So why, how the options come into the picture? First, hedging. Okay, next is trading, and lastly, income generation through strategies like covered call. So hedging can be for traders and investors both. Trading is for traders, and the income generation is especially from the covered call kind of strategies is for the investors. But of course, traders also make a lot of strategies out of options, and they do it for money. So before going forward, we need to understand, or we have to break down the concept of options into various factors. Okay, first is underlying asset. So as we saw, all the derivatives contracts are going to have the underlying asset. All right, into options as well, we have underlying asset. For example, if so I'm getting a lot of queries that the video is not visible or something is there about the video. So I'm just going to, yeah. So I have just stopped the video. I just hope that it helps. Okay. Now, so first is underlying asset. So if I talk about Nifty 25,000 call or Nifty 26,000 call, so it means that Nifty is the underlying asset. Okay. Next is the um Next is the type of option. So there are two types of options, call option and put option. Okay. Call option grants the holder the right to buy the underlying asset at a strike price. So before trading, let me tell you, uh, अभी जो रिटेल मार्केट का पार्टिसिपेशन है ऑप्शंस ट्रेडिंग में, इट इज लिमिटेड टू ट्रेडिंग पार्ट. ओके, बट एक्चुअली ऑप्शंस का कॉन्सेप्ट कैसे निकला था कि if you hold a call option, okay, so strike price is a very important concept into options. all right, so मान लो कि निफ्टी का 25,000 का कॉल आपने खरीदा है. ओके, एंड यू एक्सपेक्ट, आप कॉल कब खरीदोगे? जब आपको लगेगा कि मार्केट ऊपर जाने वाला है. whenever you expect the nifty to go up, then only you will buy a call. Correct? So let's say that you have bought nifty at 25,000 level, it moves to 25,200 level. Okay, so this call option contract gives you authority or the right to buy that particular contract at the time of expiry at a lower price. Which price? 25,000, because you're holding a 25,000 strike call. Okay, you have paid a certain premium to enter into that contract. So that's how options work. It's not like just only for trading. All right, if you're holding a put option, let's say that if you have bought a put option of 25,000, okay, and simply because you have bought a put, you expect the nifty to go down, right? Let's say that it happens, if it goes to 24,800, all right, so nifty has fallen down now. So it means that your put option contract gives you a right to sell that particular contract at a higher price. अगर आपने ये कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं लिया होता तो आपको सेल कितने पे करना पड़ता? 24,800 पे. बट बिकॉज राइट नाउ यू आर होल्डिंग दैट पुट ऑप्शन, you can sell it at a way higher price, that's 25,000. Okay, so to get that particular benefit, you have paid a certain premium. That's what a price that we pay while entering into a any option contract, right? So that's a premium. So this is a basic concept behind the options, and it's not only about trading. Okay, so next is the expiry date. So as we discussed, all the derivatives are going to have the expiry date. You can only hold a certain contract up to that expiry date as well, only. Okay, after that it will expire. So if it is eligible for the settlement, settlement will be done. Okay, if it is not eligible for the physical settlement, cash settlement will be done. Okay. So next is lot size. We all know that there is a certain lot size and we cannot randomly put any units to enter into a contract. And lastly, the premium. So whatever we have to, whenever we have to enter into a contract, we have to pay a certain premium. All right. So how the premium comes, we will see that. Okay. So yeah. So into a premium, let's say that we are talking about Nifty 25,000 call option. Okay. So let's imagine that it is trading at 100 rupees. All right. So how that 100 rupees is made up? Let's understand that. So there are two parts which will create a premium. Okay, first is intrinsic value. So intrinsic value is the portion of an options contract price that is based on an actual or intrinsic worth of an option if it were exercised immediately. So intrinsic value वो होता है कि उसका जो base value है उससे कम उसका value नहीं होने वाला है. Okay. And second one is time value. Okay, or extrinsic value. So this is something which is above your intrinsic value. So मान लो कि 100 में अगर 70 आपका इंट्रिंसिक वैल्यू निकल रहा है तो बचा हुआ 30 आपका टाइम वैल्यू है. ओके. उसका भी कैलकुलेशन होता है. इतना कैलकुलेशन आपको करना नहीं पड़ता है, बट just to understand the concept we can see this. Okay. So just imagine that we have taken this example that Nifty spot price is trading at 21,925. Okay. Now we have taken two contracts. One is call and one is put. So call is 21,900 call, that's trading at 100 rupees, and the put is 22,000 put. Okay. Which is trading at 120 rupees. Now these are both in the money call and put. All right. So why I have taken both in the money call and puts is because only in the money options will have intrinsic value. So अगर आप देखेंगे कि जब भी आप ट्रेड करते हो तो इन द मनी जो ऑप्शंस होते हैं, मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं कॉल्स की बात करूं कि निफ्टी अगर 25,000 पे ट्रेड कर रहा है तो 25,000 के नीचे वाले जितने भी स्ट्राइक्स है वो इन द मनी हो जाते हैं. ओके. उसके ऊपर वाले जो स्ट्राइक्स है वो आउट ऑफ द मनी हो जाते हैं. सो आउट ऑफ द मनी ऑप्शंस में सिर्फ टाइम वैल्यू होता है और इन द मनी ऑप्शंस में इंट्रिंसिक प्लस टाइम वैल्यू होता है. सो जब भी हम लोग ट्रेड करते हैं या फिर इफ यू हैव इफ यू हैव हर्ड एवर दैट whenever we have to trade into in the money or max to max at the money options, OTM options are risky. You must have heard that, right? So why do they say that? Is because OTM options में सिर्फ टाइम वैल्यू होती है. तो अगर कोई मूव नहीं आया तो टाइम वैल्यू धीरे 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 घटता जाएगा. Okay. And the premium of that option will be decayed. Okay. The concepts are different for option buying and option selling. Of course, the same concept benefits the option sellers. The same concept is not very friendly with option buyers. Okay. So that's the understanding of intrinsic value and extrinsic value. Now let's talk a little bit about options buying and options selling. Okay. So let's say that here we are going to talk about the actionables that the buyers and sellers have. Okay. So let's say that I am an option buyer. What all actionables do I have? So if I have a bullish view. Okay. And if I am a buyer, I can long a call or I can buy a call. Okay. If I am a buyer and if I have a bearish view, I can long a put or I can buy a put. Okay. So this is simple. Now let's talk about the sellers. So if I am a seller and if I have a bullish view, what I can do, I can short a put or I can sell a put. Okay. Or if I am a seller and if I have a bearish view, what I can do, I can sell a call. So इसका लॉजिक आप समझ लो. मान लो कि मेरा बेरिश व्यू है. ओके. निफ्टी 25,000 पे है. निफ्टी का मेरा व्यू है बेरिश है, 24,500 तक चला जाएगा. ओके. नाउ बेस्ड ऑन दैट view, what the seller can do, they can short a call. What is the logic behind that? Whenever Nifty is going to fall down from 25,000 to 24,500, the calls are going to, जो कॉल्स का प्राइस होगा वो कम होने वाला है, करेक्ट, क्योंकि जो बायर्स का डिमांड होगा वो कम होगा कॉल्स का, और कॉल्स के प्राइसेस नीचे आने वाले हैं क्योंकि मार्केट निफ्टी गिर रहा है, राइट। सो ऑप्शन सेलर्स अल्टीमेटली पैसा कब बनाते हैं? जब भी प्रीमियम डीके होता है, राइट। सो कॉल्स का जैसे ही प्रीमियम डीके होता है उसके सेलर्स के पास प्रॉफिट आने लगता है। सो दैट्स व्हाई व्हेनेवर यू हैव बेरिश व्यू, the sellers can sell the calls. Whenever the seller has a bullish view, they can sell the puts. Now let's take an example of Nifty 24,000 call, how the costing and profits work. Okay, so now let's say that in the buying segment the entry is done at 200 rupees, so cost is going to be 200 into 25. Okay, 25 is the lot size, and let's say that now it has reached to 270, so 70 points is my profit. Now on the selling side you have done entry at 200, okay, and your cost is going to be, as we discussed earlier, that whenever we have the selling positions, the broker is going to block the margin because broker does not want to face that risk of losses. All right, so risk of loss is there into option buying as well, right? This doubt you should have, that into option buying as well we have this risk of loss. Then why only on option selling side the broker asks for extra margin? I will answer that. Okay, right now let's just see, when the price is going to come down to 150, what is going to be the profit? The 50 points is the profit of a seller. Now let's understand why the broker is going to block extra margin on selling side. Okay, let's understand a few concepts. So as a buyer has unlimited reward and the risk is limited for him. Okay, how? Because यहाँ पे 200 पर बायर ने एंट्री करी है। ओके, सो लेट्स से मार्केट में कुछ बहुत अनएक्सपेक्टेड गुड न्यूज आ गया। ओके, सो दिस कॉल ऑप्शन कैन गो टू 1000, it can go to 2000, it can go to 5000, correct? There is no upper capping, so there is a potential of unlimited reward, okay, technically. But मान लो कि आपका व्यू रॉन्ग हो गया and market starts to fall down. What is the maximum amount that you can lose over here? The maximum amount that you have paid, right? You have only paid 200 points, 200 into 25. Let's imagine just 200. Okay. So at max, you can only lose 200 points, right? Zero के नीचे तो जाएगा नहीं. So your risk over here is limited. At all the time, you will know that ज्यादा से ज्यादा मेरा 200 पॉइंट इसमें जाना है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं जाएगा, right? So your risk is certain, right? Now let's look at the selling side. If you're a seller, your reward is limited and your risk is unlimited. So how reward is limited? Whenever the seller is going to sell this call, how he is making profits? Whenever this premium is going to be decayed, correct? So ये decay होके maximum कितना decay होगा? 200 का एकदम लो आके कितना आएगा? जीरो पे आएगा, जीरो से नीचे तो जाएगा नहीं। इसका मतलब है मैक्सिमम 200 पॉइंट्स पे लिमिटेड है आपका रिवॉर्ड। ओके, बट रिस्क कितना हो सकता है? 200 के ऊपर 1 रुपए भी बढ़ा तो भी वो लॉस है सेलर का, राइट? तो 200 के ऊपर, जैसे हमने फर्स्ट केस में देखा था कि कोई अगर बहुत अच्छा न्यूज आ गया तो ये रिस्क है सेलर के लिए, कॉल सेलर के लिए, राइट? सो ये 200 का 500 हो गया, 1000 हो गया, 2000 हो गया, 10,000 हो गया, राइट? सो यहाँ पे कोई अपर कैपिंग नहीं है, इसका मतलब रिस्क इसमें अनलिमिटेड है। ओके, दैट इज वाई इनटू ऑप्शन बाइंग there is no extra margin that is charged by the broker, because here there is a limited risk. Okay, here on the option selling side there is unlimited risk and broker wants to limit it somewhere. Okay, सो अगर यहाँ पे आपने स्टॉप लॉस नहीं भी लगाया तो जब आपने जो मार्जिन पे किया हुआ है उसको आपका एम टू एम जब क्रॉस करने लगेगा लॉस, तब ब्रोकर आपका पोजीशन कट कर देगा अगर आप एक्स्ट्रा कैपिटल नहीं डालोगे। ओके, सो दैट्स हाउ देयर इज अ टू वे सिस्टम। इवन इफ यू डू नॉट कीप एनी स्टॉप लॉस, द ब्रोकर विल कट डाउन योर पोजीशन आफ्टर अ सर्टेन टाइम। Okay, so that's why it's very important to be cautious into option selling. Okay. Now, so this is the example where I have taken the screenshot of a margin calculator, where we can see that this is a span margin, initial margin, and this is the exposure margin, and that's how this Nifty 26,500 call margin required is forming up to 75,000. Okay, so that's how the selling margin is calculated. Now, we have seen the option buying and option selling, correct? Now option buying में हम लोग ने देखा कि आपका जो रिवॉर्ड है पोटेंशियल वो अनलिमिटेड है, ऑप्शन सेलिंग में लिमिटेड है, ऑप्शन सेलिंग में रिस्क अनलिमिटेड है, बाइंग में रिस्क भी लिमिटेड है, राइट? सो व्हेन वी whenever there are any institutional traders or whenever we see any HNI traders, why do they prefer option selling if it has, if it does not have any edge above the buying? There has to be some reason, right? So I'll give you an example why maximum people will go with option selling. There is a reason. Okay, so we'll see all the scenarios that can happen to your open position into the market as an option buyer and option seller. So let's say that there are two, there is one option buyer and option seller, so they have created a position. So in first case, what can happen? The direction of the market goes to the trader's desired way. ओके, सो जो एक्सपेक्टेड प्रेडिक्टेड उसका डायरेक्शन था मार्केट का, उस तरफ में मूव आ गया. ओके, सो बायर का क्या होगा इस केस में? प्रॉफिट होगा. सेलर का क्या होगा? प्रॉफिट ही होगा, बिकॉज द व्यू इज राइट एंड द मोमेंटम कम्स. ओके, सेकेंड कंडीशन में द अपोजिट ऑफ ट्रेडर्स डिजायर्ड डायरेक्शन कम्स. So what will happen in both the cases? Buyer will have the loss, seller will also have the loss. Why? Because the view itself was wrong. Okay, now in the third condition, nothing happens. It does not go to the opposite direction, it does not go to the desired direction, it just becomes range bound and flat. So in the buyer's condition, what will happen? He will have loss. Okay, why? Because even if anything does not happen, okay, but we have understood the concept of time decay, right? So premium has two concepts, the intrinsic value and the time value. Even if nothing changes, all right, but the time is changing, right? The expiry is approaching, the days remaining to expiry are decreasing, right? So because of that, the premium is going to be decayed. The time premium or the time value that the option has is going to be decreased based on that. Okay, and that's why the buyer will have loss, because ultimately the premium is going to go down. But the seller on the opposite side will have a marginal profit, not as big as in this first case, but the seller in this third case will have some marginal profit. Okay, why? Because even if the direction was not predicted right, it became range bound, and due to some reason the premium decay is happening. The reason is time decay, but ultimately the premium is coming down. So that's the ultimate motive of a seller, to have the premium decay. Okay, and that's happening. So this is the only edge that option sellers have. Okay, and 70% of the times the market is going to give you the range bound moves, and only 30% of the times market will be trendy. Okay, so that's why most of the people who have good capital and most of the institutional traders prefer to go with option selling strategies. There are a lot of strategies created who revolve around, which revolve around this concept of time decay. Okay, neutral time, delta neutral strategies are there. All right, so this is the concept behind choosing option buying or option selling. Option buying, when it does work, when good momentum into the market is expected. Okay, and of course the predicted direction has to be right. Okay, so that's how the even the option buyers can make money based on the momentum. If the momentum is captured correctly and the direction is predicted right, but this is the extra edge that option sellers have. Okay, so this is about option buying and option selling. Now, we have discussed about, yeah. So we have discussed about the futures trading. We have also discussed about the options trading. Now I'm going to show you a platform that we have that is called Insta Options. Okay. So let me take you to Insta Options. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So Insta Options is the web platform that we have got integrated for all our users. This is free. Okay, this is completely free. Whatever orders you place through Insta Options will be visible into your mobile app and web terminal as well. This is available for all the InvestRight users as well as the HDFC Sky users. I will show you how do we log in into Insta Options right here. Okay, so what we have to do, uh, we have to visit www.hdfcsec.com. This is for InvestRight users. Okay. There seems to be some issue with my internet. Let me try again. Yeah. So this is the main landing page of hdfcsec.com, right? Here itself, you will see this button Insta Options. So once you click on Insta Options, it will ask for the login ID and password. So this is the same login ID and password that you use for your HDFC Sec account. Okay, there are no different credentials and there are no extra fees to use this platform. Okay, so once you put your login ID credentials, you will have the OTP. Once you enter the OTP, you will be landed on this page. Okay, same is available for HDFC Sky as well. Okay, so there are some changes going on HDFC Sky landing page, so that's why I'm not able to show the journey. But if you open this developer.hdfcsky.com, you will be landed to this particular page where you will find the login window of Insta Options. You can using your HDFC Sky credentials. You can log in here using your own HDFC Sky credentials. Okay, there are no different credentials. So once all of you log in with your credentials, this is the platform that you will be landed upon. Okay, this is Insta Options. Here you find the multiple watch lists. Okay, you can add the contracts over here. You find all the indices, Nifty, Bank Nifty, Fin Nifty, Mid Cap Nifty. You also find the option chain and combined chart over here. So if I click on option chain, the option chain will be opened. If let's say if I want to have look at the chart of Nifty spot, okay, I'm clicking on this particular icon which shows as the chart. So the chart will be open. This is a trading view chart. All the charting tools will be available, all the indicators will be available over here, and plus there is no limit on the number of indicators that we can apply. Okay, that is, the limitation is there on the free version of trading view, but here there is no limitation. Okay, now, let's go back. Let's go into the option chain. I will show you how do we create multi-leg strategies. Okay, so let's say that if we have any, let's say if we want to create any option strategy, if we want to execute multiple orders at once, how do we do that? So for example, let's say that I'm buying this position. I clicked on buy button. Okay, B and S, you see this, right? And if let's say that I want to have another position as 24,400 sell. Okay, call sell. So that's how I've added. I just clicked on two contracts over here, and these are added into the basket. Okay, I can have any modifications over here, and I can just click on this execute button and all my orders will go. Okay, so as a option trader, you do not have to place multiple orders. This is for exit as well. Whenever you find any, let's say if you create any positions, you can go into positions and you can, if you want to exit, you can select exit all. From that as well, you can tick untick multiple positions, and simply you can exit, click on exit all, and the selected positions will be exited. Okay, so this is for entry and exit as well. You can execute the multiple orders at once. Okay, now let's say that I do not want to execute this directly. I want to analyze this position. What can be the outcome of my strategy? I want to see that. So I am clicking on analyze. Okay, so this is how it will show me all the outcomes over here: maximum profit, maximum loss, risk reward, break even point. This is the payoff graph. Okay, you can maximize this as well. Okay, I can also get combined premium chart that is live in the market. Okay, so you do not have to, so जब भी कोई ऑप्शन स्ट्रैटेजी बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाती है, तो अल्टीमेट प्रीमियम, उसका कंबाइंड प्रीमियम कितना निकलना चाहिए, वो आपको बैक ऑफ द माइंड कैलकुलेट करते रहना पड़ता है. सो दैट्स नॉट द केस ओवर हियर. इट विल शो यू द combined premium of all the contracts that you have added into your strategy. You can add the legs over here, and then you can again analyze, you can remove the legs. Okay, all the actions you can perform from here. We also get the multi strike OI. So the strikes that you have added into your strategy, what's happening based on OI, you can find over here. And apart from that, let's say that you do not know how to create any strategies. Okay, so on the dashboard, you see this find strategy button. If you click on find strategy, all you have to do is you can just give your view over here. Okay, you can select the underline, you can select the expiry, and all you have to do is you can give your view: positive, negative, neutral, whatever you predict. Okay, and click on find strategy. So it will give you the ready-made strategies. Let's say I'm clicking on neutral, I clicked on find strategy, so it's now giving me short strangle. Okay, sometimes it will also give you the straddles. It is right now giving the iron condor as well. So based on this, we can select the strategies. All right, we can also analyze it the way we analyzed it earlier. Okay, and we can execute it at once with this button. Okay, so the ready-made strategies are available over here. Let's say that we created some positions. So now what we have to do, we can go into orders. We can find the our position book over here. All right, we can see the order book over here, we can see the trade book over here, we can see the holding book over here. Into holdings, you will only see the derivative enabled stocks, you will not see only cash stocks over here. Okay, so that's how you can find the positions over here. You see this boxes. If the positions are open, you can just tick into that boxes, and you can click on exit all. Okay, you can also, if your positions are open, you can also analyze your existing positions as well. So let's say if you have any position and if you want to add something to it, so you would want to check, right? If you add that particular extra leg, what can be the change into your strategy, right? So that is also possible. Your open positions, you can click on analyze, and then you can add leg into it, and you can check what can be the outcome if you add that particular extra contract, and then you can decide if you want to execute or not. So all the execution, all the tracking, or all the analytical tools are available over here into into this particular platform called Insta Options. If you go into options data, option chain we have seen, right? We also get OI statistics. This is this is the cumulative OI. This is individual strike wise OI. We can find the support resistance based on this. There is this trending OI. PCR ratio, this as well will be live into the market. Okay, you can choose the time frame. Based on that, the PCR will be shown to you. Okay, and lastly, the options chart. So you can choose the strike, a specific strike that you want to analyze, and based on that, it will show you what's happening on the call side, what's happening on the put side over, and the combined as well chart. Okay, so all the analysis is very handy, and it's very easy to understand, easy to use. Okay, so this is the platform that we have for all our derivative needs. All right, so these are very much trader specific features that we have got in this particular platform. All right, so if you have now any queries regarding anything that is discussed in today's session, you can ask me into the chat box, and I will try to answer them. Okay, so when I asked about the future strategies, I am getting a lot of requests that I should plan that. So there is one great strategy, cash carry arbitrage. I'm going to, I'll surely plan a webinar around it. Okay, so stay tuned about the communications that we send for the webinars. I will surely plan that webinar. Also, I'll come up with the option strategies as well. So, we can have, so right now I have two topics in hand about the future strategies and the option strategies as well. So, Sanjay sir is asking that can we have your email ID or contact number for any clarifications? Sir, you can find me on Twitter or LinkedIn by my name, Sonali Palande. And you can DM me if you have any queries. I will be happy to answer. Pine script indicators are not allowed in this chart. You will be able to see all the list of indicators that are available into the chart that's provided over here. So as of now, multiple charts in one screen is not visible, but that is something we are working upon, and that you can expect it in a near future. The stock options are also available on Insta options. So everything that is enabled for derivatives, all the futures, all the options, you will be able to find. Only the cash stocks are not available into this particular platform because this is primarily made only for traders. There is a question, can we get the recording? So Prashant sir, this is being live streamed on YouTube. So the moment the webinar ends, you will be able to find the recording on YouTube channel of HDFC Securities. You will be able to see it again if you have missed any part. There is also one question, how can one trade in commodity derivatives? Into HDFC Sky, the commodity derivatives are available into app. If you're a invest right user, you can call and trade for the commodity derivatives. That service is available. So as of now, Sensex and Bankex are not available into Insta options. We have only enabled the NSE derivatives. Okay, so we are already working upon Sensex and Bankex, but as of now, the only NSA derivatives are available on Insta options. So for HDFC securities platform, online commodities trading is not available. You can call and trade, but if you're a HDFC Sky user, it is available on the app. Okay, there is one more question about the market depth. So as of now on this platform, the market depth will not be visible. So this is a third party platform, and they have a vendor to provide the uh, uh, you know um, uh, the live prices. So there is a little bit of limitation that they are facing, and that's why the market depth or the bids are not available. But that is something we have already raised to the to the team that is looking into this particular platform. So I have noted the feedback about the about the market depth. Also, because there are a lot of people who are asking about the practical examples of futures and options. So currently we are coming up with a lot of live market webinars as well, which happen around 12 o'clock, and they are taken by various other people as well. Some of the webinars are taken by me. So next Wednesday 12 o'clock you can expect a live market webinar from me. So that activity also we have started, so it should help you all to understand how the live market trading is done, and how the same knowledge we can apply into the live market. So stay tuned for the communications that we send for all these webinars, so that you can join them. Okay, so that's about the live market applications. So I don't see any more questions over here. So there is a question, live market at 12 p.m. daily. So it's not daily. Also, the topics are different. Uh, as of now, the fixed webinars that I can tell you is that Wednesday 12 p.m. and the Friday 5 to 6. So these are the two slots that I have, and they are fixed. So you can expect these webinars around these 2 days, Wednesday 12 o'clock in the midday, and Friday 5 p.m. Okay. So I don't see any more questions over here. If you have any queries, as I told you, you can reach out to me on Twitter or on LinkedIn by my name. You can find me by my name. All right. And you can DM me. My DMs are open. So thank you so much for joining this webinar, and I hope that it has helped you. Also, do join the live market webinars as well. Thank you so much.